Hello everyone and welcome to Bulldog News Now. I'm Kira McGowan and today I have a special guest, Trent Shelton. Trent wears many hats as he is a former football athlete, a published author, and owns his own business called Trent Shelton Companies, where he can inspire millions of people all over the world via social media. All right, so Trent, you are a motivational speaker who has spoken to thousands of people, which to some can be a little nerve-wracking. How do you deal with any nervousness and mentally prepare yourself for speaking?
Yeah, nervousness still comes, but I like to reframe nervousness and use that as excitement. It's really the same emotion. And if you say I'm nervous, you're going to feel that. So I like to say I'm excited because the moment matters so much. And one way I overcome fear or even nerves is just heightening the meaning of the speaking engagement. When you start to focus on the mission and serving and helping somebody out there and not focus on yourself, those nerves go away and you tap into your mission and your purpose.
All right, so you've been speaking for a little minute here. What are some common misconceptions about motivational speaking that you have encountered?
That's a great question. I've never had that question before, but I would say that sometimes people think that the person speaking is perfect and has it all figured out, and that's one thing that I like to share on stage. I like to tell people like I'm motivating you, but also I'm speaking to myself in these things. I try my hardest to practice what I preach, but sometimes I do fall short, and so I think sometimes as a speaker you feel like you have to be perfect, and it's not the case. You just have to be real and honest to impact a life.
All right, so recently you have published a book titled Protect Your Peace, 9 Unapologetic Principles for Thriving in a Chaotic World. How did you come to the decision to take all of your knowledge and put it on paper and write a book?
Yeah, this is my third book, and books are special. I do a lot of online content, but the thought of somebody sitting down with your book, whether it be at night or whether it be on a plane, it's just an intimate, in-depth process that I want to give people. Because through Instagram videos or Facebook videos or YouTube, you only can go so deep. In a book, I'm actually able to get all my thoughts and processes to go deep. And so, somebody being able to take that knowledge and it lasting, generations has always intrigued me. So I try to put my wisdom into that.
All right, so it's easy to wallow in your circumstances, whether it is an injury or maybe you just didn't end up where you thought you would be. How do we find peace in the midst of a storm or even just a little rain?
Yeah, you have to change your perspective. Perspective is always in your control. And you have to understand storms are going to come. Storms can be beautiful. I mean, if you live in a desert, you want rain at some point because a storm has the power to grow things. And also, you have to have faith in knowing that every storm will pass. I never met a storm that lasts forever. And so, when you learn how they like to say, dance in the rain, embrace the storm, you can allow the storm to do what the storm does. And if you look back on your life, I guarantee that your biggest growth moments came from your biggest pain moments. So, what is that storm trying to teach you and open up your heart to that?
All right, so you mentioned faith. How has your faith helped you in your journey and keeping you grounded?
My faith, my relationship with God is everything. There's no me without my faith. Faith is, I like to say, believing a door is going to open that doesn't even exist. People see all the millions of followers, but what they didn't see was me sitting in my room thinking that my life was over. And just God gave me a little bit of faith in myself to tell me, man, your life is just beginning. So this is a God thing. I'm not that smart to be able to reach all these people. It's literally a calling that God placed in my life, and I'm glad I answered it.
In your book, Protect Your Peace, there's a part where you talk about the too close bias, which is telling your dreams and
Mm.
plans to people you are close to, which sometimes does more harm than good. What is some advice you would give viewers who have put their dreams and plans on hold as they rely on the warnings of people they're closest to?
Yeah, you have to understand this. The people closest to you, most times want the best for you, but they're trying to protect you. And they come from a perspective of what they know is true. And so if they never achieve what you're trying to achieve, they're not going to get it. If they haven't, made a vision in their life come true, they're not going to understand the impossibilities that you're going for to make possible. So you have to understand, like, the people closest to you doesn't mean they hate on you or it doesn't mean they don't believe in you. They just don't understand because they never experienced it. So give your gift and your purpose to the world. Bring your dream to somebody who's a dreamer. Bring your dream or vision to somebody who's been successful at what you're trying to achieve, and get feedback from those people instead of the people that are closest to you.
All right, so in your book, I love how you mentioned that being present is a present. What are some ways
Yeah.
we can all be more present in a day of social media and having everything at just the click of a button?
I think you ask yourself or give yourself this I call mental cue that helps me because we live in a world full of distractions. It's just the world we live in, and it's very, very hard not to be distracted. So when you're feeling yourself being pulled in distraction, just ask yourself, how can I be more present in this moment? And presence is a gift. You know, your attention to something is the greatest gift you can give somebody. And when you can learn how to guard your focus in a world full of distractions, that's when you'll make a lot of progression towards what you want to do with your life.
All right, so if there's one thing you want readers to take from the book, what would it be?
Ah, peace is the greatest thing you can achieve in your life. Fulfillment is the greatest success. Is if you have peace and fulfillment in your life, it makes life a lot easier and you're able to move efficiently and effectively in getting your best life and living a legendary life and meeting the greatest version of yourself. So prioritize your peace and it'll change your life.
All right, and then in terms of the future, what is next for you?
To keep doing what I'm doing. There's a lot of people in the world that haven't heard my message, that need my message. So I'm going to continue to do what I do and be consistent at the gift that God has given me. And hopefully it'll reach the hearts of those who need it.
All right, well, thank you so much, Trent, for taking the time to do this interview. And for you all that are watching, make sure you check out his latest book titled Protect Your Peace, which is available at Barnes & Noble and on Amazon. Thanks for watching.